when you are in SA, it's like life is happening to us. We are not living it. Because if we were living life, and then we will be in much more control, and there will be predictability in the life that we live. The reason I'm saying this is because there's so many these small things, they drive me nuts. They just come out that happens in South Africa that tells you that anyone in South Africa can wake up and do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. I come back at home this other time, they tell me, yo bruh, you can't help people or lift someone in the road, dog. The taxis are gonna chase you and what's not. Like, what are you talking about? In Newcastle, taxi owners, basically, because they are like a good unit, they will hire these security companies to beat up people for one, taking hikers. If someone goes to a hiking spot, usually, like bruh, I've been there myself, it's because you cannot afford the money to go to the taxi rank and take a taxi. You cannot afford. It's expensive to take a taxi. Now what must happen now? Someone volunteers and chooses to take that person who's hiking and helps them. And the taxi drivers choose to stop them, and they feel entitled to the road, to the money of the guy who's hiking. They're entitled to the person's car, the person who's lifting the hiker. Let's put it like this, because I know some people are so stupid, things are going over their heads. I saw people like Mac G saying shit like, oh, I understand, man, you are disturbing their business. Like, you stupid, bro, if you think like that. Look at it like this. Imagine if ShopRite, Pick and Pay, Woolworths hire security to go beat up people who are selling in the streets because they don't have permit to sell in the streets. They should come and buy, people should come and buy in ShopRite by force. As South Africans, anyone can make their rule, their law, and do whatever the fuck they want. This thing pissed me off. Like, there's nothing that pissed me off like the taxi thing. I have a lot of things to say, but today I have a lot to talk about. Hopefully I'll be able to sort of run through everything, But damn, man, it's been crazy times, actually. Been crazy times, But first thing that I want to say is thank you everybody for 3,000 subscribers. Thank you for 3,000 subscribers. Salutes to people who subscribe. Ngiyabonga. Please subscribe, guys, and please press the like button. It actually helps when you do that, because you support me when you do that, and the algorithm catches up on my work when more people subscribe and more people press the like button, actually, but of course, I'm still just beginning. I mean, I still have 5 views for some of my videos, but thank you though for the 5 people who watch my videos. Thank you. Now, I have a lot of things to talk about today, I have a lot of things in my mind, things that I want to address. Hopefully things are going to come up, or I'm going to be able to share light on some things as they appear in my head and as I imagine them to be happening, actually. Hopefully I'll be able to cover and do everything justice, because one of the problems that I've noted is that sometimes you plan to do a podcast and you have things that you want to talk about, but once you deliver them and share them, they don't come out as how you imagine them they would come out, or how they will sound when you say them, Hopefully everything is arranged, my thoughts, because I've been thinking about these things for some time. So I think hopefully my thoughts are still arranged, well, that I'll be able to share some things. It's cold here now, guys. It's starting to get cold. Hence, I'm wearing the jackets. I know that many people are watching me from overseas, but I'm in a different country, so many people are watching me in South Africa. And yeah, so it's cold here, so that's why I'm dressed up like this. But anywho, one of the things that I want to talk about, that's what I was just thinking about, because this is just something that happens in the conversation that I will have with my family, my friends, sometimes people ask me things like, when am I coming back? When are you going back to South Africa? Or when are you coming back home, for the people who are in South Africa? Obviously, people are saying this in a sense that I should come back to live in South Africa, which is a different thing. Let me fix this. Slightly. Okay, cool. Right? So many people say this, like, when are you coming back to South Africa? They're saying this in a sense that I should come back to live in SA. And obviously I always have something to say, this, so busy and stuff, or what's not, like whatever that's I have to say at the time, and this is something that I was thinking about recently. Like how, bro, like how do you come back to SA, dog? Like, bro, SA is like, yo, so it's better just visiting South Africa, to be honest, bro. Like, I just don't understand how in South Africa it's almost like we don't live life. Life is happening to us. Like, I don't understand, like, as a country, life is just happening to us in South Africa. Like, we are in control of nothing. We are in control of nothing. Life is just happening to us. That's how it feels like in SA, bro. It's like, because when you live life, there's a certain level of predictability. Because you know what you're going to do today and how your day is going to go, how it's supposed to end, it's in SA, bro, like, it's getting less and less, like, predictable for many people. There's no guarantees now in SA about just life, the standard of living, and having things work and function as they should and normally, like, in a way that it's reasonable for a society that is as developed as SA, So when people say this, I think about those things. Like, bro, to be honest with you, I do not know when I'm coming back to live in South Africa. I'll always come back home, bro. I love SA. SA is my country. I was born and raised there. I would never change when it comes to that. And that's one of the reasons I do this podcast and talk like this, because it's my country, bro. I love it, But we have issues, man. Like, I do not. Sometimes, sometimes it just defeats me, to think of the typical stupid things sometimes that I feel they're typical and stupid that we go through in SA. This idea that we're not living, life is happening to us, just kills me. But anywho, just to simplify maybe my answer and give some reason as to why I would take time to go back to South Africa, to live in South Africa. For me, one of the reasons, just simplest things, I was buying eggs actually in the shop the other day. When I bought eggs, and the eggs cost me they were like almost 37 to like 40 eggs, and they cost me like 17.50 kwai, something like that. But it wasn't more than 20 kwai, that's for sure. It's like 17, 18 kwai, I forgot, but it's something like that for like 37 eggs to 40. I know they were around that. That's not the price of eggs in South Africa. Not even close. One reason that many people don't come to SA or they live overseas is because of the buying power of the currencies in the countries where they go to, right? If the country has a good combination, like a country like China, in terms of, there's a good combination in terms of the standard of living, it's cheap. The standard of living in China is very affordable, way affordable. Electricity is cheap, food is cheap, as I'm saying with the eggs, So then, and their currency has a greater buying power compared to the South African rand. So one yuan is equal to, generally, recently, it's been something around 250 rand, 250, not 250, 250 rand, right? 2.5, yeah. So if someone gets paid 20,000 kwai in South Africa, you are looking at what? Something around 60 to 65,000 in rands. If someone is paid something like that, every month. So that's the difference. So their money has a huge buying power that gives them an advantage compared to being in South Africa. Now I'm paid way more than 20,000 grand in yuans. Now you can imagine how much I'll make in rands. It doesn't make economical sense for me to go back to South Africa at all. Doesn't make it. It's not even close, actually. Doesn't make economical sense. Why? Why would you go back to SA? When you go to buy food, as I said, eggs in South Africa are like, way overpriced, So if I buy 38 to 48 eggs for 17 to 18 kwai here, 17 to 18 kwai in South African rands, you are looking at something around 42 rand or something like that. You never get almost 40 eggs in South Africa with the 42 rand. You're out of your mind. It will never happen. So one, the buying power of the currency here, in SA it would be 42 rand, here it would be 17 something, right? But at the same time, eggs in South Africa would never cost 42 rand, even if you look at the amounts in rands. It will cost way, way more for 37 or to about 40 eggs. You'll never get it like that cheaply. So that's one of the reasons I wouldn't come back in SA. Food, like the buying power, like the affordance, electricity, water, everything is cheaper here compared to SA. So then if I work here, I make more on my return compared to living in South Africa. So then economically, it doesn't make sense to live in SA, to be honest. Rather visit SA because I'm better for my family living away rather than being with my family. I'm better here for my family. It's more reasonable for my life and my family's lives actually to have me here. It doesn't make sense for me to be in SA. So in simplicity, that's the reason that I wouldn't come back to live in SA now. And also I'm growing my portfolio, man. Like if there's an advice I can give to anyone, even if you don't make as much money, but we need to invest. Like, I've been trying to find places and ways to invest, grow your portfolio in terms of your investments, invest in different stock markets and what's not. Do whatever you have to do. Start a business if you need to, whatever you need to do. So when I'm here, because of the standard of living and the amount of money I'm able to make and accumulate as a result of the buying power of the money here, and then this means I'm able to to spread my money into different things. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do when I'm in SA. Because if every month I have, give or take, after everything, even after saving some money for emergencies and what's not, I have give or take 40 to 50,000 rand to play around and put into some things. Why would I come back to SA? It doesn't make sense, bro. For real. Because then if I'm able to save so much on putting some other things on the side that I'm working on, I'm doing a podcast, I'm able to put in my money into it if I want to push something, it doesn't make sense, honestly. So that's the reason. That's the reason. I don't think there's any more to say regards to that. But anyway, just to continue in this case of SA, bruh, about why I say this. Why do I say when you are in SA, it's like life is happening to us. We are not living it. Because if we were living life, and then we will be in much more control and there will be predictability in the life that we live. But there isn't, and we are not in control. The reason I'm saying this is because there's so many, these small things, they drive me nuts. They just come out, that happens in South Africa, that tells you that anyone in South Africa can wake up and do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. And that's just the point for me. It just fucks me up. This thing, for an example, now you have taxi drivers. What the fuck, man? This thing was boiling in KZN. I come back at home this other time. They tell me, yo, bruh, you can't help people or lift someone in the road, dog. The taxis are gonna chase you and what's not. What are you talking about? But why? What's the fuck, bro? I don't understand these things. This is an essay whereby everyone can just wake up and then decide now this life is gonna be like this for people, because there's just people are just not in control. As South Africans, anyone can make their rule, their law, and do whatever the fuck they want. This thing pissed me off. There's nothing that pissed me off like the taxi things. In Newcastle, taxi owners, basically, because they are a good unit, they will hire these security companies to beat up people for, one, taking hikers. Someone is hiking, and that's another thing. If someone goes to a hiking spot, usually, bruh, I've been there myself. It's because you cannot afford the money to go to the taxi rank and take a taxi. You cannot afford. It's expensive to take a taxi. Now, what must happen now? What should happen now? I shouldn't go where I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to take a taxi even though I don't have money for a taxi. What must happen? I don't understand that, bro. For real, I don't get it. Taxi drivers are beating up people now. Security companies hired by taxi owners and taxi association are beating up people for hiking. They're beating up people for helping hikers. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, when? Like, when do we get to that now, to the point whereby people are forced to take taxis or they're going to get beaten up for not taking a taxi? And people cannot afford. The prices of taxis are so high. Monthly, if someone goes to work, they'll rather get someone who can hike them or take his stuff. Now they have problems with people taking stuff too. Like, why? Like, what the fuck, bro? I don't get it. I just don't get these things, bro. Like, why? Like, how do we let that happen? In SA, bro, like, nah, that thing pisses me off. I don't understand how the country just let life just happen to them like that. Someone is hiking. Someone volunteers and chooses to take that person who's hiking and helps them. And the taxi drivers choose to stop them, and they feel entitled to the road, to the money of the guy who's hiking. They're entitled to the person's car, the person who's lifting the hiker. Let's put it like this, because I know some people are so stupid, things are going over their heads. I saw people like Mac G saying shit like, oh, I understand, man, you are disturbing their business. Like, you stupid, bro, if you think like that. Look at it like this. Imagine if ShopRite, Pick and Pay, Woolworths hire security to go beat up people who are selling in the streets because they don't have permits to sell in the streets. They should come and buy. People should come and buy in ShopRite by force. Imagine that. Imagine if ShopRite was to say, people, we are hiring security now. If people are selling in a road, they're going to get beaten. And the people who are buying in a road, they're going to get beaten for buying in street vendors. Imagine that. Because that's what taxis are doing. Essentially, that's what taxis are doing. When taxis hire security companies to beat up people for taking hikers and beat up people for hiking, essentially that's what they're doing. It's the same thing. Imagine if ShopRite was to hire people to beat up people for selling in the streets and to beat up the people who are buying from street vendors. Because that's what is happening, technically. That's what taxi associations are doing. For whatever reason, like, because now their business is not working out, there's too many taxis now, and what's not, and then they feel entitled to the people now. And some people don't, I don't get it. I don't get how people think like that. Like to say, oh, but it's their business. Bruh, if as a person, I take my car, all of a sudden I am starting to, I am working basically. Now I'm taking I'm taking people from Durban. I'm taking them to Joburg all the time, every day. I'm there, boop boop, with my hood, taking people in the road. That is taking taxi owners' business and taxi drivers' jobs. That is that. If someone does that, but if people are hiking, they're in a hiking spot, right? For an example, and someone chooses to lift them, this is not the same thing, bro. If I go to a rank and ask people who wanna take on, who wanna go with me with my car, rather than taking a taxi, and I take people outside of taxis, and then that is taking their business. But hiking, dog, that's different things, bro. Don't mix it up. Let's not mix it up. Someone taking hikers, people who are hiking trying to get home, and someone who's going to a taxi rank stealing a business, that is that. That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing. I don't think there's someone with a fucking BMW or Mercedes-Benz out there like taking people in the streets and stuff. People see people and they have hearts, they want to help them. Now you can't help them because someone is going to chase you with their security company car. The fuck is that? Like, bro, like, nah. Nah. In SA, bro, like, nah. That for me, this is just the last straw. Like, how? If it's social taxi driver, if it's the fuck, bro. I want them to down in school, and now they're making it our problem that their business is not working out. Fuck them, dog. For sake, fuck these people. And South Africans, this thing in SA, everything just happens to South Africans. Everything. Everything. Load shedding back, if it's back. Whatever happens, SA with South Africans will accept and take it. I don't know. Like, where is the activism in the country? I have no idea. Like, what is the youth doing? Like, when taxi owners are starting these movements of beating up people for hiking, what is the youth doing? Like, where is activism? Like, I don't get that. I do not. You know, in my community in Newcastle, this is what happened. We had local taxis, they call them Mapela. The local taxis basically is almost like our Bolt or Uber, you might say. So we had the local taxis, right? The local taxis were different from the usual Quantum's big taxis in a sense that the local taxis don't go to town. Only the big taxi associations obviously have the right to take people to town, and the local taxis would take people only locally and drive them around, never take them to town, for an example. And then all of a sudden, local taxis have their own issues too. That's led to this. I must admit that, such as people were now kidnapping people or something like that. There were those type of issues. But the taxi association chose to just stop that shit. They stopped the local taxis. So now there's no operation for local taxis. So if you want to go around locally, you need to take the same taxi as someone who's going to town. And that has caused a lot of problems, because one, the big taxis don't go drop you at home. You cannot ask them to do the same function as a local taxi. But grannies during pensions and what's not, they've had issues, dog. Issues and issues, because there's no taxi that's going to come and pick them up at home. They have to walk and go to the main stop where the big taxis can go and get them. And people just, for whatever reason, people just succumb to that and just take that shit. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? Like, what happened to SA, dog? Like, people just accept that. That's, okay, now it's like that. They get beaten, Then people start stopping staffs. You cannot lift people when you go to work now. Huh? I cannot go lift my colleague when we're going to work. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't get those things, dog. How are we letting this go so far? So, but what I liked, actually, I enjoyed this news when I saw this article. I'm going to read this, actually, because when I saw this, I was like, that's the South Africa I know. When I saw this, I was like, that's the South Africa I know. Taxis set alight in Sisa, Northwest. Members of the community became angry after taxi drivers stopped vehicles with more than 3 occupants on their way to work, forcing them to use their taxis. Can you imagine that? That's good for them. They banned their taxis. Like, what the fuck? They stop people because they have more than 3 people in the car. Now we cannot take our friends in with our own cars because they're supposed to take your taxi. I don't know, bruh. Like, how, bruh? How does it even make sense? How, dog? It's one thing if someone is operating and working and in a sense that they are taking like the taxi owners' jobs or like work and taxi drivers' jobs. I mean, it's one thing. I cannot go with my car in the hood. Boop boop. I'm taking people now. Yeah, I would deserve a whooping if I did that. I would deserve a whooping. But it cannot be like this. That taxis now all of a sudden own South Africans. They started beating up truck drivers for lifting hikers, and then they changed. They started beating up everyone now for having more than 3 people. Can you imagine you have more than 3 people in your car? They come with their security companies. They stop you, ask you questions with the people that you have in your car. Are they police now? Like, what? Like, but everyone just does whatever they feel like. Like, what happened to the law? What happened to the constitution? What happens to choice? What happens to those things? And then there's this Spaza shop thing. Like, bruh, I don't South Africans are guys, bruh. There is no fucking ways you can come to China, open your own fucking Spaza shop and not be registered officially with the government and not pay tax. No ways. I bet my life on that shit. You can't. Yeah, I will never. Where? You gonna hire a sport here, open your own Spaza shop and not be registered la? Bro, never la. These ones will take you to jail, bro. These ones will deal with you. Here, only in SA. Only in SA. Kids are dying now because of the food in the Spaza shops. Huh? Kids are dying, bro. Like, what's going on? Spaza shops, food, expired goods. Yo, like, it's an issue. We have this issue now with Spaza shops. It's an actual thing that people are dying. Kids are dying for buying on Spaza shop. I just read another article. A 10-year-old. How old is that kid? But it's a young kid, actually. Let me check this article. It's been happening. Yeah, 10-year-old. 10-year-old. A 10-year-old girl, right? The Alexandra community is in turmoil following the tragic death of a 10-year-old who reportedly died after consuming what is suspected to be contaminated food from a local Spaza shop. Like, it's a thing. You know, foreigners coming to SA or opening their own spots, selling fake things, fake cold drinks in. Oh, by the way, I made a decision when I was in South Africa that I am not buying shit like cold drink, especially in a fucking Spaza shop. Nigga, you put the real Coca-Cola here or the real whatever drink that you're drinking and put the one that you buy at Spaza shop. 2 different colors, same flavor, bro. 2 different colors, same flavor. That's the life in SA. People just come there, do whatever they want, get away with it. This still just shocks me, to be honest with you. It still shocks me. I just do not understand how and like when did we get here in SA where this is a thing that happens to South Africans, bro. But again, it's been a build-up as a country. It's been a build-up, long time coming as a country. That's we're gonna get here. It's like we don't have our shit together. We don't in SA. We don't have our shit together, bro. We don't get it, dog. We don't, bro. Like we just don't get it. And my biggest issue is where we fail to get the basics as a country. Like I don't get it. Like these issues that I'm talking about now are basic things. You know, I'm thinking like here, the transport system here, like in China, for an example, it's totally different thing than a SA. A different thing. A transport system is serving the community and the people to travel from point A to point B. It's not about someone making monies and business as much as it is in SA, whereby taxi associations will feel entitled to South Africans. It's not the same thing. The arrangement is not the same. There are trains everywhere. In South Africa, taxi owners in Newcastle were burning buses for using the same lane as them from using the same route as them because they were taking too many people from them. They burned buses from taking certain routes. Okay, fine. They burned buses from also using certain time to when they're taking people to work because they're taking into their pockets. Can you imagine that, bro? Like a competition, it will be like banned and killed because people were taking buses because they cannot afford your taxi, dog. Now people have to be beaten for that. And buses need to be burned to the ground because Transnet buses were taking people to work, taking money. And people right now, my friends who are working back home, they're taking a bus. They're using a smart card to go to work because it's reasonable and affordable by a huge margin. Not even close, by a huge margin. If, for an example, I take a bus and I spend 700 rand a month to go to work versus a taxi, which is like close to being 2 times that. Like, why will people take your taxi to go to work? It doesn't even make sense. Anywho, the first part I want to cover. Let's fix the camera. Bro. Okay, that's the first issue. And then these are basic things, by the way. These are basic things, at least to me, like with my experience in what I've seen in other countries and how other people live. These are basic things, some of the basic things. Okay, another issue, like, you know, our politics, for an example. Our politics are not about the people. They're about the politicians rather than the people. Like, there's no sense that politics is serving the people. It's more like if you're a politician, you are in a position of power to make money. For the most part. Well, you would find this is a common practice in most countries. True, you'll find that. But for an example, if we look at the parliament, again, I like to use China because I've lived here for so long. If we look at the parliament here, bruh, people in parliament are fucking educated, dog. So educated. like so much, way, like people are so, it's like, it's not a question. It's just like, it's not a, but it's not a question. It's the standard. It's the level. It's the, like, it's a thing. You know, they are educated. It's not like some, nah. It's a thing here. It's a thing. They are like that. Which is, again, way different from us in SA. This is why you're going to have issues then like this issue. I saw Katie McKenzie talking, Katie McKenzie, the sport minister in SA. He's saying, for an example, we're going to increase the money for women to be paid as much as men for football. Right? Now, only if you are not informed, you're uninformed, and you don't know the structures at B as to why men will get more money, you would think that's actually a good idea. Only if you are uninformed about business. That's the only reason you would say that. The only reason. Not because I don't want women to get what the money they deserve, but again, money they deserve, very important. Exclamation mark there, money they deserve. Bruh, it's not so hard. If you stop reasoning with your feelings and reason with facts, you're gonna understand this. Okay, look, women in modeling, for an example, women in fashion, for an example, make way more money compared to men in fashion or modeling. There is no makeup for men there that can sell more than Rihanna's Fenty. None. Or more than anything that the Kardashians will sell. None. There's no man model that's who beats those people. No one. There's no way. In the space of modeling, women are dominant because women consume more in that space. Women are much more likely to have more clothes than men. Like shoes, women will have more bags than men. They will have more shoes than men. It's a thing. So in modeling, women will make more money as a result. Because a female modeler is selling to an industry where women are consuming the most. It's simple. Come to sports, football, soccer specifically. Come to soccer. In football, men are the same thing that women are in modeling. But this time, obviously, it's men. Men are much more likely to consume football jerseys, watch football more than women. Men are, that's the men's thing, right? The space is men's space. That's why then, as a result, male footballers will make more money than female footballers because they have an actual standing industry that is more successful than the women's football side. We spoke about this before, but like I know I've said these type of things before when I was talking about the World Cup, why women get less and why men will get more, right? So if someone says those things, but again, see, to have a minister saying those type of things instead of investing to things, if you want to, let's say if I wanted to invest more money to women, I would invest more money to women where women are more, I would say where women are more, maybe they consume more in their space, and then you are investing in them in that sense. But still, you can still grow football for women. True. Especially the grassroots level. True, you can still do that. But you cannot do it by saying you're going to pay women footballers more than male footballers. Because that's not growing it. That's stupidity. That's not growing it. Growing it will be you encouraging young girls and setting up teams for young girls, building stadiums that women can go to, giving infrastructure, doing those type of things for women's football, supporting teams for women's football. That's in that sense. That's how you can grow it. You cannot, because you feel the way you feel and you say, I'm going to give them this one money, because it's not going to sustain or work for their industry. Because that's a problem. It's an industry issue, this thing. It's not that women are just getting less in football. It doesn't work like that. It's an industry issue. It's like, as I said, women in fashion will make way more money than men. For a simple reason, women consume in that space. Like, bruh, but again, that's what you get when you have primary school dropouts as ministers. Gates Mackenzie, that's what you get as when you have those type of people. Ministers who are dropouts, never had and then they talk there, hey, I hire people with degrees, encouraging this culture that kids don't go to school. My man, don't get things twisted, bro. Life doesn't work like that out here. There are fucking millions of people, dog. You might not be a Gates Mackenzie and survive by not getting education and think, yo, you can work it out too. It might not be for you. Because life is tough if you don't have education, my man. You don't get where I am, where many people are able to get. Because this is another thing. If you compare the number of people who are able to be successful in the space of business or politics where Gates Mackenzie is and is making his money, compare those people to people who are able to work and do jobs and what's not. It's not the same. I know in social media there's this thing that's, you can leave the matrix. Like about Andrew Tate, leave the system and what's not. I know that's a new thing. And it's good to think like that. That's great, actually. But you will need to create a stability for you to do that. You know, you will need to come from somewhere for you to get there. You know, it doesn't work the way they put it. It is the reason 1%ers in the world are so rich and successful and stuff like that. The reason for that, there's people is logically is not all of us are gonna be the president of the United States. It is impossible mathematically, factually. It is impossible. So if someone says, I have a dream, I want to be United States president, it's like, yo, bro, like, your chances of being that, like, bro, like, do the math, dog, you know? Not everyone is going to be a Gates Mackenzie and be a minister of what, or be successful without education. The truth is, many people without education are not successful. That's the truth. Many people without education are not successful. That's the truth. So to be fooled by social media, schools are not necessary anymore, is stupidity, dog. I will say this. It's dumb, dog. To listen to these guys on social media like, you don't need, get off the matrix and whatnot, is stupidity. The truth is, a number of people who are not educated do not work. That's the truth. I was saying this about when we were talking about music the other time. Like these music talent shows. Everybody knows the number one person, the winner. Nobody thinks about what happened to the guy who came number 10. What happened to him? Because he's a great singer. By the time he's top 10, dog, everyone can sing. But not everyone is going to be number one, mathematically. So if you think you're going to fool yourself with the world, oh, well, you try that. You try it. You'll see. You'll find out. Like, bruh, people just do stupid shit sometimes. Just dumbness, dog. You try that. You tell me how it goes. Because the truth is, many people are employed. And they are workers. Not because they want that life. Not because they don't wish they can have millions. But the truth is, the system is not big enough that everybody, all 7 billion people, would be millionaires. That's the truth. Yes, more people should be more successful than we currently have. And anyone can be one of those people. Yes, I agree. But not everyone is going to be that. As I said, if it's a singing competition, everyone wants to be the singer, be the winner. But nobody talks about what happened to the guy who didn't win. If you think about the competition, like when these guys, One Direction came up and they're all famous, what happened to the people that were competing with them? What happened to them? Oh, my man, I'm telling you, shit is fucked up. But in SA, that's what you get when you have high school dropouts and fucking primary school dropouts as your ministers. Because you're stupid. That's what you get. That's what you get. Get a stupid price for doing that shit. And then there's this other issue. Bruh. Because I've been hearing this thing in Durban especially. Around this side. There's this other like underlying issue that I hate. That has been going on too. Is there's this thing. You know, I have a friend. I'm not going to name my friend because this bastard tried to fucking find them or some shit. My friend was telling me, yo, Mlondi dog, yo, shit is fucked up here. There are so many people in SA that are wrongfully arrested. I don't know what's up with that. Especially if it's connected to death of a politician or some shit like that. Someone who got killed. It's almost like there are some syndicates within the police structure or law enforcement structure That's what trying to get the wrong people arrested and hide the real people who did crimes. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What do you mean? It's like, yo, dog, yo, my man, it's too many cases now. You know, my friend is a lawyer, actually, he's in this space now, to the point that they are talking about this in the space, in the industry, as lawyers and stuff, to say, as advocates, and they're like, yo, what's going on? It's like, there's too many cases now of people wrongfully arrested, and the fucked up thing is, not just arrested by the police, but also sentenced by the courts. And people are wrongfully arrested. It's been a new thing. It's a new trend. If you watch Skim GP, for an example, that podcast, you start to see this trend when you start to meet some people and you see people there. And what's the other one? There's another podcast, actually. I forgot the name of the podcast. Where you start to see this trend. There's a trend in SA. Especially with those Indian judges there by Durban. That's their thing. That's their thing, actually. Whereby the system is almost like this. The system deems you guilty until you prove yourself unguilty. Whereas you should be innocent until proven guilty. But no, it's much more like you are guilty. You have to prove yourself innocent. The system is much more like that. You are guilty, you have to prove yourself innocent. I don't know what that's about. But it seemed to be a thing. This is picking up. I was watching another guy yesterday. I couldn't believe. This guy's been arrested since 2005, bro. Only came out in what? 2013. And still out on bail in 2024. Like, how the fuck? He's still out on bail. His case is not done. How did they find out that this guy didn't commit a crime? Because the person who committed the crime killed themselves and wrote a letter, basically, saying all these things, the things that he did, and the people that were arrested, although him and the other people that he names in the letter are the one who committed the crime. But because this is supposed to be hidden and so many big people are involved, then it's let go. It's like the Turbo Basta incident in SA is not a new thing or a unique thing. It's a thing within the system. Because even if you think about it, how does that even happen? It's a thing within the system. Too many people are involved. Too many judges are involved. Like, bruh, it's an end of a country once you start moving like that. It's over. It's a doomsday, dog. You doom, dog. It's gone, dog. Once you start moving like that. Once you start having those type of movements, you are fucked up, bro. I can tell you with confidence, you are in shit. And that's what SA is gonna get to. Shit, bro. You are in shit, dog. Once the country starts moving like that, you are in shit. It's a trend. It's there. People are wrongfully arrested and you find out, oh, the police are actually trying to protect someone and they're hiding things and stuff like that. How? And then when the judge finds out that it's like this, oh, hey, we must take this person out. Yo, bro, let's take this person out now. Why? It's because judges, especially these Indian judges, I'm sorry to name them, but the Pillais in Durban, this is what they be doing. They work too close with the police. They are with the state because they're supposed to stand as a judiciary separately from the state. As a judiciary. Right? But they come there, they are with the state already. So whatever police, because police is another thing, it's a known thing that police beats up people to confess in South Africa. Everybody knows you will be beaten up to shit. The troop thing to close you from breathing, it's a thing in SA. We all know. I don't know why is that happening. As in, like, we don't have enough criminals. Yes, bruh, like, we have so many criminals. Like, crime is a thing. And I'm glad in Durban they are killing some criminals. They are killing them in Durban. Mkwanas is not playing in Durban. I'm glad this is happening in KZN. I'm glad this is happening. But this other incident, this thing of arresting wrong people on purpose, even worse. It's just, I don't understand that part. Arresting wrong people on purpose because they are hiding the people that they want to protect, that they know committed crimes. You are doomed, dog. You are fucked, man. You are fucked. Like, bruh, yo, in SA, dog, yo. It's like there's no stability for shit. Fuck, bruh. while you are looking at that, maybe this is another thing that I need to address. Politically, we're in shambles. We're in shambles. From the black voice or a black perspective or whatever you want to call it. Hi, my man, we are in shambles. We are easily infiltrated. We are we are just like amoebas. We are just blown by the wind. What is going on now? What is trendy now? Let me go there now. Like, we are just blown. And I'm glad that I didn't join this shit. Because I remember when I was being recruited to be part of EFF. Nah, bruh. Fuck that. I'm glad that I'm not part of that shit. In that sense. I'm glad. Because look at that shit now. Look at that. You want to tell me that all these guys leaving EFF, going to MK, really care about black people? You want to tell me that? You want to tell me that Zuma all of a sudden didn't let people just run amok in SA? You want to tell me that? Like, we forgot now what happened the last time he was president. All of a sudden, we believe Zuma. Okay, fine. Let's just say, because one thing for sure, Zuma was not 100% guilty of everything that was going on in SA. And he was chased away by business, actually. Business took down Zuma, was pushing for Zuma to go. Not that he was just guilty of the things they're saying he was guilty of, using Ganja House and what's not, all those things. Not necessarily, true. But he still let things happen to SA. It was on his watch state capture happened. It was on his watch that people were just doing whatever they want with the country. Him as the president. It was his responsibility to protect South Africans. He didn't. It was on him to protect South African states. He didn't. The sovereignty of the country, it was on him. He did not. And okay, let's just say forgive and forget those things. My man, Zuma is 82 years old. What future do you want to talk to a fucking 82-year-old? Oh, let's talk about the future of the country in the next 10 years. That nigga is probably going to be shitting himself in the next 10 years, bro. He's 82. You fucking, bruh. You want to tell me Floyd and them, they're flocking to the MK because they have good hearts. Deep down in their hearts, they care about South Africans. Really, bro? Really, bro? Bro, there's no ways. There's nothing you can convince me with that. Nothing. I just don't get that. I don't get it. If you want to unite forces of, like the black parties, for an example, you could have united them in any other circumstance rather than Zuma. Zuma was the president of South Africa, and what did he get? Black South African. Oh, one thing though, I have to commend him on, actually. I have to commend this. The number of RDP houses that were built on his term. The putting South Africa in bricks. Those are two things that I have to commend him for. But as a leader or someone who's supposed to protect the state, he failed. Which was a crucial thing for me. That now the state was run by Indians from the fuck, bruh. Like, yo, we once had Guptas running amok in SA. Where was he? He let people do that in his watch as the president. And that's where my issue is with him. That's where my biggest issue is with him. And this idea that we are uniting behind an 82-year-old man about the future of the country is ridiculous to me. Stupidity, and it's at its best. It's dumb. There's no fucking way that these guys are leaving the EFF with good intentions to actually care about black people in the MK. That's not the reason. Self-enrichment, that is the reason. Self-enrichment, that is the only reason. There's no fucking ways. Malema comes out and he tells it all as to what happened before the election. Zuma had this meeting, and in the meeting, Dalimpofu presented that people should get rid of all these parties like EFF. They should all surrender under Zuma, basically, and have Zuma as their leader of opposition parties. They all demolish their parties and what's not. Malema says this now. He's revealing now things that are happening. It's a joke. How are they letting that happen like that? They could have joined each other in any other party. How? And to think the people who left the ANC and they have good intentions with the MK, you are fucking stupid again. You dumb, you're not following the game. Because those people who are making MK so strong are the people who are benefiting, and the millionaires that they're talking about that were made in Zuma era, because those are connected people, not you, bro. You the voter, dog. You the one, you vote for them, they have millions, not you. The entrepreneurs are the ones who are making MK what it is, who are holding it down. Those are the ones who benefited. That's why, again, MK is based in KZN, literally. That's the party is mostly KZN people. It's not for South Africa. No, those are people that were demolished in the ANC and felt like their position is no longer there. They're not gonna eat anymore and what's not. They are there now. We are Amubas. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if Malema takes the EFF to the ANC. Why wouldn't he? Because if the case he sees that's okay, even if I try to revive this thing, it's not gonna work. But I can still I still have people on my side, and the EFF got what, 9.5%. Okay, with the people who have left the party, I probably still hold a good 5% with me, or 7% with me. Let me take this 9% that I have left and see how many people will be left with me back to the ANC with the now, because he has a negotiation point too. He has a negotiation stance. Because he can get a better position, goes back to the ANC, gets a position there, be deputy president or whatever in the ANC. Because if he takes the EFF back to the ANC anyway, he's going to be like Zuma in the ANC. Because he's going to have his own base and support people who would want him specifically to be their president within the ANC. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. I wouldn't. Because again, we are blown with the wind. What happens to logic? What happens to having heart, having fucking political ideology and saying you're doing things based on that? You can't tell me you're uniting yourself behind an 82-year-old man. With my eyes closed, I can tell you, when Zuma died, things in the MK are gonna go haywire and people are gonna fight for position. I don't need any fucking a traditional doctor or inyanga here to tell me that. I can tell you for free. It's there. You know. When Zuma dies, because eventually it will come to that. Oh, he doesn't die, but he cannot be Zuma anymore. He's old. Shit is gonna go down in the MK. There is nobody they're gonna have to stand for him. Everyone would want to have that position to be the one who's powerful in the MK. Right now, they don't even have elections. A party with no fucking election. That's where they go. Fine, you are going there. What happens when Zuma dies? Huh? What do you think is gonna happen? Dumb as fuck, man. Stupid as they come. I don't know, man. SA, dog. So if you need reasons as to when I'm coming back to SA, I guess everything that I'm saying right now we should cover that. Zuma refused to unite or get under EFF in the beginning, right? Because many people, like the ATM leader, I forget his name, they were suggesting, why don't we just collapse our things and join the EFF? Because if we go under EFF, the EFF already has the machine. They are well established. Zuma said, nah, and open the MK, because he wants to be the one. Because they were saying, if you endorse us within the EFF, and then you can come, be the one within our umbrella. But he wanted things to be about him. He's going to die and leave the legacy of the MK to his kids. And what are you going to do? Because I am sure Tuzani Zuma will take over the MK. She's the one who will have power, and she's going to say, my daddy said, my father said, this is my father's party. Abo Floyd, what do you think they're going to do? They left the EFF because the EFF didn't miss their standards they thought they were going to reach. Zuma made 15% in the voting, and that's what they're following. They're following the 15% by Zuma. That's what they're following. They are there for that. That's 15%. EFF got 9.5. So they are following that. Not that they care about anything. That's what they are following. Politics of the stomach, my man. Because I can tell you, that thing is not sustainable. It is Zuma still is going on appeal with the ANC, fighting for his membership in the ANC. Huh? The fuck? This guy has a party on the other side with these stupid guys following him to that party. But on the other side, he's... Huh? Bruh, you know, it's crazy. Anywho. Yo, I have just a few questions, a couple of questions here, maybe with this last 10 minutes that I have that I'm going to address. I have to answer these questions. Because the person who asked me these questions, for whatever reason now, they take it personal. They're like, nah, Mr. Mlondi, you have to answer my question in your podcast. My questions in your podcast, you didn't answer them. Answer these questions. So I'm going to answer their questions that they sent me, particularly. And I'm sorry for other people who sent me questions and that I haven't answered. But anywho. So first question is, what is your opinion on Chinese football? Actually, I don't watch Chinese football. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know. But I know it's not good, or at least not that good. But I don't think, you know, one of the reasons that because culturally here, football is not a thing as much as basketball. So that's one of the reasons. And most people that I play football with in China, especially the locals, the Chinese people, to be fair, on average, they're not as good as someone in South Africa. On average. Like, if you were to go play football in the hood in South Africa, my man, you'll be in for a surprise of your life. Because it's culturally, we are a footballing nation in South Africa. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can say football in China. How do you view the materialistic worshipping in today's society? Or worshipping him? That's the life. That's the life now, huh? That's the life now. That's the life, bro. It's the life. Actually, it would be unfair also to just deem it as something of this generation. People have been worshipping materialistic things forever. For ages and ages. People worship materialistic things. So I wouldn't come here and play surprised and what's not about people worshipping materialistic things. Yeah. It's just the life we live now, though, that it's gotten to this point whereby obviously people don't have hearts. Obviously people don't love each other. There's no such thing as love anymore. Obviously, people are after materialistic things. Now, it's more like that. Like, you're not going to get a girlfriend without having things. That's just doesn't work out now. You will have to be, either you're a good-looking man, you're handsome, or you dress up nicely, or you have money, you have business. You have money and business, you stand a better chance compared to someone who doesn't have that. You know? That's just life. It's just like that. You know? Affordability. It's about that. So, I will never forget this thing that I saw when this, I think I shared this before, but for some reason it's coming to my mind again. When this guy who's like a mafia, you know, he's talking to this woman in this short clip, and the woman doesn't want to eat meat because she's a vegetarian. And this guy say, I'll give you $5,000. For you to eat the meat. And she refused. I'm a vegetarian. I just can't do that. The guy says, no, you just can't do it now. Or maybe the price is not enough. It's just for now that you can't do it. You can do it. You just refuse to do it. But you can eat the meat, you know. You can. It's just that you are refusing. Maybe the price is not enough. But I refuse to believe that you do not have a price. Everybody has a price. I refuse to believe that you do not have a price. $10,000. Eat the meat. She ate the meat at $10,000. When she ate the meat, and then the mafia laughs and says, all the dedication, the love, and all of that, all the things that you are saying, morality, for $10,000 goes away. That's the life, my man. Your woman can love you as much and what's not, or anyone can love you, but everybody has a price. That's just what I want to say regarding worshipping materialistic thing. Everyone has a price. with the right price, people are going to behave according to how they are asked to behave or to do. Everybody has a price. That's for sure. Everybody has a price. Yo, this girl ate that meat, bro, and she's a vegetarian. But they said $10,000 that you're going to eat the meat. I'm saying eat the meat for $10,000. She's like, fuck that. So all the dedication and the love for animals and whatnot, all of that off the window for the right price. Everybody has a price. And this guy's like, I refuse to believe that you do not have a price. It's the game, my man. Do you think that ideas are gradually becoming worthless? I don't know what you mean when you say ideas, though. I have no idea what ideas are becoming worthless. You know, so much is becoming worthless, obviously. Maybe ideas in a sense that what idea can you come up with that is better than an AI idea? You know, there's something to talk about. Because do you think you have a better idea than an AI? I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, because everything now can just be generated easily. Technology has developed that much, you know, that anything is possible now and anything can be duplicated and just, you know, faked. You know, anything can be anything. That's the life we live, man. That's the life we live, and that's what I wanted to share today. And Penuel, bruh, I thank you to that guy. Actually, I have things coming. Again, thank you for 3,000 subscribers. Thank you for people who subscribe. Thank you. 3,000 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers. Again, thank you. Actually, please watch more. Press the like button. Subscribe.